Ladies and gentlemen, we're back or in the green room, and I love being in the green room because it's where I always say the magic happens. We get to ask any question we want, and we have guests here that are here for one reason only, and that is to serve, add value, and change your life. And I believe they will change your life if you let them. So I'm going to ask them to say hello, ask them to give a little energy. So folks out there, that's you, the panel, you, the guests, why don't you give me a little energy? Just give me a little energy to push out. Give me a little energy over here. That's their signal. They're giving me a little energy, but they're giving energy to you at home, to you, the entrepreneur, to you, the person that's worked all day long and is here right now. They're here to change your life. So let's jump right into it. Let's start with Tanya. I'm going to ask them each so you're all clear. I'm going to ask them what their first name is, their last name is, where they're broadcasting in from, but more importantly, what's their topic? Like, what is their topic? So you know what it is, okay? So, Tanya, kick us off if you would.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you. Shay, I'm really excited to be here with you. You got a crew tonight. This is going to be really awesome. Mm-hmm. Let's see. My topic
Well, tell them she's so excited, ladies and gentlemen. All they want to know right now is what is your first name, what is your last name, and where are you broadcasting in from and your topic? That's what they want to know.
Okay, that order. Okay, first name is Tanya. Last name is Blackwood. I am coming to you live from Concord, North Carolina, just outside of Charlotte. And I am the CEO and founder of Then I Rise Enterprises. I'm in the coaching and training game.
They want to know your topic. They just waiting on your topic.
My topic? Lord, I'm bad at instructions tonight, aren't I, y'all? I have to keep this interesting.
Fine. This happens all the time. It's all love. I'm doing this out of love, ladies and gentlemen. This is all love. I'm so excited because I want y'all to know what you're going to talk about.
Love. I feel the love. And the topic is the journey back to you. Come back stronger.
Okay. The journey back to you. Take 60 seconds, and when you say the journey back to you, folks want to know what does that even mean. So will you take 60 seconds and just give us the genesis of it? What does that mean? So folks are clear. For the entrepreneur that's watching right now, for the mom that's worked all day and is taking care of the kids, for the dad that's giving up time right now, and they're tuned in right now with you. The dualpreneur is here in the building, and they're like, why should I pay attention? Talk to us.
Well, I know for myself, and I'm sure others can relate, you have periods in your life, and sometimes more than once, where you don't feel like you're connected to you anymore. And a lot of times we lose touch with that little girl or that little boy that had us feeling invincible, that had us convinced we can do whatever we set our mind to. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we get disconnected from them, Shay. Mm-hmm. You know, so sometimes you have to go on a journey to find yourself again and find that fire and that power that you asked us to push out.
Yes.
Sometimes we lose that and we have to go in search of it.
That makes a lot of sense. When you say fire and power, I'm gonna go over to Dr. Ed Womack. He'll be fine with this. Don't worry, we'll put him on the spot. She said fire and power. Dr. Womack, take 60 seconds and tell us what's going on in your mind right now. She said, look, you need some fire and you need some power. What are you thinking, my brother?
I'm thinking we about to heat this thing up, and we gonna do so with power, strength, and conviction. When I hear fire and power, that's what I'm hearing, man. So, you know, I'm always ready, so I don't have to get ready. So good alley-oop. I just slam dunked that one, I hope. And we got 2 for the home team.
I love it. We're all in this together. We're here together. As we're sitting there, Lee, you're over there smiling. Lee's going to tell you her first name. She knows what to do, by the way. Her last name. She knows what to do by now. Where she's broadcasting in from. So she's going to give a shout out to wherever she's at. And more importantly, what's her topic? Don't you want to know what is her topic? What is she going to be talking about?
Hello, everyone. Lee Mariano is my name, and it's like Mariano Rivera. I have to sometimes clarify. I am broadcasting from Montclair, Virginia, which is about 30 miles south of D.C. So Shay and I are neighbors to a certain degree. And my topic is why confidence is your superpower.
Why confidence is your superpower. Confidence means different things to different people. When you use the word confidence, give us your definition of confidence and why that's so important now? Because you would think people know they got to be confident. They're not saying, well, I want to be non-confident. So what does confident mean? That's question number one. And don't worry, on the other side, they're going to do a deep dive. They're going to give you some examples. But right now, what does confidence mean to you, and why is that so important?
Right. So, I guess for me, confidence means having absolute belief in yourself and what you are capable of doing, even when you are afraid. You know you can get it done. You know you can make it happen. Mm-hmm. And you said, what is it?
Well, that was good. I just want to know what it meant to you. And the second part was, why is it so important for folks to have confidence now more than ever?
Yeah, and it actually piggybacks a little bit on what Tanya said. I think in the course of our lives and what we do, we take on so many labels. We take on the expectations that others place on us. And over time, we lose the ability to put ourselves out there. We lose the confidence in ourselves because we're listening to so many other people, and we forget who we are. We forget how to step into our power and use the strength of our voice. And so I think that is it right now, today, it is so important, and confidence can get you anywhere. So
I love it. Look, ladies and gentlemen, they're fired up. I'm gonna go to WT right now. I'm gonna ask him what's going on in his mind. And you at home, like Dr. Teresa Mosley is out there watching. Dr. Heilig is out there watching right now. Carol is out there watching. My man Kelvin, what's going on down in the hot Atlanta in the building? I see you. Sarah over in Texas. So many of you are tuned in right now. They're fired up. They're ready. They're prepared for this moment. WT, if you would, as you hear Lee talking over there, we want to know what's going on in your mind right now.
Yeah, I mean, that resonates with me. When I think about confidence, I think about, doing something that I want to do, and I don't really care what other people think. I'm going to do what I want to do in the way that I want to do it. And if you like it, great. If you don't, that's your problem, not mine. That's what I feel confidence is.
Said so well. We're going to stay right here where you are, and then don't worry, we're going to hear from Dr. Edward Womack in a moment. But WT, take a moment and tell the folks your name. You know what to do. Tell them where you're broadcasting in from. And more importantly, what's the title of your keynote, of your topic?
So my name is W.T. Hamilton, and I'm coming in from London, Ontario, which is about 2 hours from Toronto and 2 hours from Detroit. So I'm right in the middle. And my topic is, what I'm talking about tonight is taking action. Your ideas found you for a reason.
This might be an unfair question, but I'm curious. What's one of the reasons that people just don't take action? I know in 60 seconds it's hard to do that, but they know they got to do something, but yet they don't take action. So based on all your experience, based on all your expertise, what's one of the reasons why people just don't take action?
The biggest reason is they don't want to fail. They're afraid that people are going to judge them. But if you don't fail, you don't learn. But that's the biggest reason. They're just scared to fail.
Don't worry. We get on the other side. We're going to ask WT. He'll break that down and give you one or two ideas so you can take action now. All right, Dr. Edward Womack, you're over there. You're sitting there. Folks are listening and said, okay, what's his name, Shay? Where is he broadcasting in from? And what's the name of his topic? Talk to him, my man.
So this is Dr. Ed Womack coming to you from the ATL. That's Atlanta, Georgia, for y'all that might not know. And my topic is rebound, score, and win again.
Okay. Why that topic? Why now?
Well, there's this little thing that's affecting the entire world called COVID. And we all in some way, shape, or form have been impacted from our norm. And so we need to get back into the game, get back into the rhythm that's going to help us move to that next level. And so rebound is actually my coveted methodology of being able to come back from any trauma in your life, your work, or your play. And everybody right now is in a mode of comeback.
What do you say to the person that's like, Shay, don't leave us on the edge. Can he give us one idea now? Like, I'm ready now to come back stronger, Shay. I just want to take one idea. I'm going through something over here, or something happened in my life, or I got an email from somebody, and it's kind of threw me off a little bit. For folks out there like Bethany Collins that's watching right now, Monica Logan that's watching right now, for the folks that are tuned in, in 60 seconds on the other side, he's going to break that thing down. But right now, you've got 60 seconds. Can you just give us one idea? And then we're going to start up, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a show, but it's not going to leave you hanging. I promise you. What's one idea you can give to him, Dr. Edward Womack?
So I'll give him the first principle in the 7-step methodology, which is the R, which is to reinvent yourself. And at this point in time, again, with the calamity, the chaos, the unfortunate demise of certain people, we got to get to a place where we want to reinvent ourselves in order to move to that next higher version of ourselves. So we'll unpack it a little bit more later on.
Well, I can't wait. We're going to hear him on the other side. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for showing up. We've got a show. We're going to get started. We're getting out the green. We're going to get started in 5. They're going to break it down for you. 4. They've got a story to tell you. 3, 2, 1. My favorite part. We got it. Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone.
Woo-hoo!
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue-focused late-night show in the country where we're here to do on a mission. And our mission is to empower. Our mission is to inspire. And our mission is to provide you, that's right, you, the entrepreneur, with all those resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And I like to always start off that way, sharing those 3 visions, because I think it's important. I think it's important for me, and it's a good reminder for you. But I believe all of us have at least one vision. That's the vision for ourselves. There's a certain type of food that we want to eat. There's a certain type of home that we like to be in with lights on. There's a certain car that you want to drive. I'll say it like that. And it takes resources. That means you need revenue in order to make it a reality. And then there's a second vision I believe you have. You have a vision for your loved ones, the ones that you care the most about, the ones that you want to write a check for their health care insurance. Some of you want to write a check for a cause that you just believe in. And some of you, you're at an age where you want to send your kids to a school of your choice. And I promise you, it takes resources, which means you need some revenue to make that a reality. And then there's a third vision I believe you have. You have a vision for the people out there you were called to serve. I think that's the biggest vision, by the way. And I always like to share that you don't have to be a believer, although I'm a believer. You don't have to be one. But let's talk about, just for a moment, the story of Noah in the Bible. I love sharing the story, right? And imagine before Noah was to get going, and you'll still be able to get this, God's given him all the experience. God's given him all the expertise. And then right before Noah was to get going, there's a knock at the door. Boom, boom, boom. And someone's out the front of the door yelling, yo, Noah, yo, yo. They did say yo back in the day. I want y'all to know that. There's a problem, Noah. There's no hammer in the house. Noah doesn't panic. It's okay, no problem. No hammer. Some of you out there got some setbacks. We get that. And then someone else is yelling, Shorty! Shorty! They did say shorty back in the day. There's no nails either. No hammer, no nails. Rule number 1, don't what? Panic. And then someone's in the back saying, Noah, me. Back here, Noah, over here, me. He's like, what is it now? And he says, well, there's no wood and there's no people to put the boat together. Good luck on this mission. And maybe that's where you are right now. You've got a big heart. You've got the talent. You got the skill. But there's been some things that are holding you back. This morning, this evening, this afternoon, no matter what time it is in the world, we've got the guest experts who showed up to help you improve the quality of your life and to come back stronger. What's going on, panel? How are you? Give me a little love. Give me a little love, a little energy. Push a little energy out. And if you're home, you can push energy back. Push energy back into the phone right now. They're here now to change your life. So we'll jump right into it. let's find out. We're going to start off with the one and only Lee. She'll be kicking us off, and I'm going to ask her to repeat, for those folks that don't know, her first name, her last name, where she's broadcasting in from. She'll tell you her keynote topic, and then I want her to answer the question why she selected that topic. Like, why that topic? She could pick anything she wants, but she said, nope, I'm sharing this message with the world. Take it away, Lee.
All right. Hello, everyone. Lee Mariano here, and I am broadcasting from Montclair, Virginia, which is about 30 miles south of Washington, D.C. My topic is why your confidence is your superpower. So, and the reason I chose that topic is because everything starts with you having confidence in yourself. Mm-hmm. You want to get that C-suite title and corner office, you need confidence to do so. You need confidence to walk into that boardroom. You want to start your own business, you need confidence in yourself. You want to leave that toxic relationship, you need confidence that you can take that next step and you can walk out the door. So confidence is your superpower because confidence propels you. It moves you forward and it gets you started on whatever journey you're going on. So I think everything starts there. It's the foundation of really stepping out. And that's why that's my topic. So.
Now, folks are listening saying, that sounded pretty good. I mean, it sounded really good, actually. And they might be curious. What's her backstory? Patricia Rogers is out there watching right now. Carmen Treese, who's out there watching right now. So many folks that are tuned in. Like, Shay, was there ever a time she didn't have confidence? And can she share a time that she didn't have confidence? And what was the lesson, Shay, that she learned that we can take away? So take a moment. I know it's, in about 2 minutes or less. Tell us a little about the narrative, a little bit of backstory. We're all on the edge, and we want to know.
Yes. So, yes, I have definitely been at the bottom and had to work my way back up to the top. So for me, I'll just, one incident, one of those bottoms is I didn't have confidence in myself when I got that first executive leadership position. I thought I knew what I wanted. I thought I had everything together. And that first time I walked into that boardroom, I was the only person who looked like me. I was the only person who was my gender, my skin color, sitting around that table. And all the confidence I thought I had just kind of went out the window. And I started to second guess myself. I started to question if I was the right person for the job. Had I been promoted too quickly? There was all this self-doubt. And I lacked confidence that I had actually, that I deserved that role. And what I had to learn is that I got the role because I earned the role. All the years and experience and degrees and certifications, I really had to take a step back and think about why was I questioning my qualifications and my knowledge and my skills. And it was because I was allowing the world around me to dictate what I deserved, what I earned. And so I really had to claw and fight my way back because, as you go through life, you're going to come across moments or situations where the confidence maybe you thought you had kind of takes a step back. And that was one for me where I really just felt at that moment, when I walked into that room and everyone looked at me, I just felt I don't belong here.
Wow.
And so I really had to do some inner reflection on myself.
Well, you've got confidence. You've got courage right now. And it takes courage to do what you're doing right now. It takes confidence to be so authentic and be so transparent. For everyone that's out there watching right now, do me a favor. Deborah Gardner, my good friend out in Phoenix, Arizona. Sean LeRae Brinkley out there in California in the building. So many of you that are tuned in right now. Do me a favor. Hit the share button. Like, we believe in the giver's economy. The person that outgives the competition out-earns the competition. Let me say that again. The person that outgives the competition, they outgive the competition, out-earns the competition. So do me a favor. Take your 2 thumbs and just hit the share button. Some of you got to take your thumb. I know it's a little work. Others of you got to hit the button and pay this message forward. She's talking about confidence. She's sharing her story. She's being authentic. I'm going to go to Dr. Ed Womack. As you listen to her, be authentic and share her story like that. But she's doing what she's doing now. What's going on in your mind? And then, Lee, we're coming back over to you to get one good idea.
Shay, that's a great question because as I heard Sister Queen Lee sharing about the absence of confidence because she was the only person that looked like her in that space. And so she kind of shrunk back and played small as a result of that initially. But the beautiful thing that I heard was that as she proceeded and continued to get more comfortable, she actually elevated into her own self. And I think that's the true essence of, what the whole Comeback Champion Summit is about. And so I really think that the audience is going to be super, super able to connect, relate, and transform as a result of that. So I thought that was super powerful.
Super powerful. And as you're over there, Lee, folks are like, gosh, this is great. Shay, can she give me one idea? So she's going to share one idea with you. Don't worry. She's got plenty with you to help you have more confidence now. And here's the good news. Maybe you've always had confidence and you lost it. She could help you get it back. Maybe you're just trying to get it for something that you're getting into new. She can help you with that as well. So share one idea. So it's a broad question, but you take it in the direction you want. What's one idea you want to share with the audience to help them have more confidence now?
So what I would say for everyone out there is, and what I'll also say is if you come to the Comeback Champion Summit, then you'll hear more about this. But there are 3 questions that everyone should be asking themselves as they're going through their own journey and they're thinking about, what do I'm not living the life I want. I just don't feel like I can do this. I don't feel like I deserve this. I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. Number 1, I want you to ask yourself, who am I? Know who you are. And if you don't know, if you can't answer that question, then that's where some self-reflection has to come into play. And then the second question I would say is ask yourself, what do I want? Not what everyone else wants, not what your friends, family, culture, society, what everyone else wants. I want you to truly understand, what do you want for yourself, for your future? And then the third question is, I want you to ask yourself, how do I talk to myself? Are you your own biggest critic? Are you the one who is holding yourself back because of limiting beliefs or other things where you are fearful? I think one of the gentlemen, I think it was, he mentioned earlier that fear is what holds us back. So are you your biggest critic? And I want you to really think about how you talk to yourself in those moments of crisis or when you really need to shore up some courage. What do you say to yourself?
What is one affirmation that you hold near and dear to you? And don't worry, because in just a moment coming up, WT is going to be sharing his topic. He's going to be sharing what he's going through. But I'm curious, what's one of your affirmations that you use to give yourself courage? And those folks that are out there that are watching right now that are so tuned in, you can look right below the video and you can write what's one of your affirmations. Ghazi Muhammad is out there right now. Bashir, who's out there right now. And so many are tuned in. You can look right below the video and you can also put what's one of your affirmations. All right. So we want to know, Lee, what's one of your affirmations that you use?
Well, it's actually one that I created myself that I help my clients with. So my affirmation, and it's actually on my whiteboard, is show up, show out, and change the game.
How did you come up with that affirmation, and why is that so near and dear to you?
Well, because it really explains my life. I've had to show up every single moment of every single day. I've had to stop being silent. I had to be brave enough to speak up. And I knew that by doing that I was going to change the game. There are not many women who made it to the C-suite, especially women of color. I am one of those women. So everything that I've done, I've tried to excel and change the conversation, change the narrative. And so it just is a reflection of who I am in my life and what I've tried to do over the years.
First of all, thank you so much for spending time. Thank you for being here. Don't worry, we're going to come back and hear more from her, but we certainly appreciate you being authentic and sharing your story and your message. So thank you so much. We all can learn from you, and we all can have more confidence so we can serve more people. And isn't that what it's all about? Having more impact, and confidence will certainly allow us to do that. All right, going over you, my man, WT in the building up in Canada, right? I think you're up in Canada. Take a moment. There you go. Give me a little energy. Take the energy. Ladies and gentlemen, he's giving out energy to you. He's pushing energy to you. You're here. You showed up. He's going to tell you his first name. He's going to share his last name, tell you where he's broadcasting in from. He'll give you his topic, But the question that I have that you may have is, why that topic? Why now?
Yeah, so I'm W.T. Hamilton, and I'm broadcasting from London, Ontario, which is 2 hours from Detroit, 2 hours from Toronto. So right in the middle of the action. And the topic that I have for the keynote is, it's called Thrive, 5 ways to achieve your personal impossibles.
Ooh, okay. So give us a little more if you would. Tell us why you picked Thrive and why it's so important to you.
It's because I really had to struggle to do my personal impossibles. The two of them, the one was to speak on stage. So I was very, very shy. Didn't like to be out there. Didn't like to be putting out the energy. And the other struggle I had was I wanted to write books, but I wasn't very good at spelling. And so here's a person that not good at spelling wants to write books, and I kind of talk about the journey of the things I had to do to be able to achieve, my personal impossibles, and really how I inspired and motivated other people to be able to do the same.
Wow. And you're here now. So what was one of the factors that allowed you to do what you're doing now? I mean, you're here, you're speaking, you sound really good, so we appreciate it. You're writing books, you're doing that. Tell us one or two things that we can do for those folks that are listening as well as myself, so we can thrive even in the face of the fear that's out there right now.
So the thing that I always preach, the thing that really drives me forward, is taking action on my ideas, because my ideas found me for a reason. And so I always look at, okay, what do I got to do to actually make this from an idea to the first step? What is the first step? And no matter how scary the first step is, if I can do the first step, it's going to lead me to ideas that are going to show me the second step and the third step. So it's really about just pushing yourself out there and taking that chance that you might fail, that chance that you might fumble your words and you might make a fool of yourself, but that's a part of the growth journey. And if you don't do that stuff, you're never going to get better at what you're doing.
We were just listening to, in a moment, Tanya is going to be coming up. Don't worry about that. But we were just over there talking to Lee. And Lee, as you hear WT speaking, what's going through your mind right now?
It's just, he echoes so much of what I believe in and what I talk about. Sometimes it's just, you have to take that first step. You have to take that first step to get yourself moving. And even when you are afraid, you have to do it anyway. Even when you are full of fear of rejection and failure, if you don't step out on faith sometimes and just try and just do something different, that's where you get stuck. So I definitely hear and resonate with what he's saying, because it's true. And I think we've all been on that journey throughout our lives. And that's what makes it just like, yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. WT, when we were in the green room, you were talking about the fears what kind of holds people back. And for the person that is fearful now, and if you had to share an idea, they've got plenty of ideas, audience. Don't worry. They brought their best stuff. Share an idea that can help folks kind of break through that barrier. And fear means a lot of things, but what's another idea you would give to the person? It's like, you know what? I want to start my business, but I'm fearful. You know what? I'm not a writer either. Or I'm not a techie, or whatever it is. I don't look good on camera. Whatever it is that may be holding them back. What message would you have to that person right now? Speak to them, please.
So I would tell them that, look at anybody that you know that has gotten to where they are right now. You can even look at Che. Anybody you know, none of them started where they are right now. Everybody started, I always tell everybody, everyone started as a loser, and then you learn how to become a winner. And the only people that really win are the people that lose and build up on it. So you're going to make mistakes, but it's okay, because everybody makes mistakes at first. And it's better to make mistakes now when not very many people know who you are than to get everything right. And then all of a sudden you get at this level where you think you're the greatest, and now you start fumbling. Now you start messing up, and everybody's watching you. Wouldn't it be better to learn right now when people don't know who you are? So that's what I tell people. Do it now before you get too big and then you're going to make a mess.
Said so well. Thank you so much for sharing. Coming up next, we're going to have Tanya Blackwood, who'll be coming up. And don't worry, in a moment, closing out will be Dr. Edward Womack, and he'll be sharing his message. Tanya, this is your time to shine. Tell them your first name, your last name, where you're broadcasting in from, and your topic so they know. And then why this topic. And I've been asking everybody that same question, so I know you're like, oh, Shay, I'm ready for the question. Why this topic and why now?
Well, I am Tanya Blackwood, coming to you from Concord, North Carolina. And my topic is the journey back to you, come back stronger. And really the why for that, Shay, the why for that topic is because we've all been in a place at some point, I can say that safely, where we weren't comfortable with self. We've kind of lost our way and lost ourselves, whether it's the mom that's taking care of the kids and trying to hold down her career and gets lost in taking care of her family, the entrepreneur that's lost in everything and loses their way and forget, their priorities. They've just lost and need to find their way back. Or even myself, my story is, a severe medical hit and loss in my family. And I started to believe the lies I was saying to myself because my mindset was not in the proper perspective. And when you lose your way and then you validate and reinforce that and pull away from others that could possibly knock you back in order, it's just you. You have to figure it out, and you have to make a decision that you're going to come back and you're going to come back stronger. I love Lee's example because I was that woman too. And you've got to pull from deep inside of you to feel right about that place that you hold, that you deserve to sit at that table. But you can't do that if you've lost yourself. So that first step is finding you and recognizing the value that you bring. You have value, and that starts with you. So I think the time somebody else spoke about, Doc spoke about the pandemic and where we are right now, and everybody having to come back from somewhere, and everybody's just a little lost. You're a business owner and you've had to pivot. They've come to people like you, Shay, experts in a certain area so they can master that area because they need to get their balance back. So it's about finding yourself. It's really about that and coming back even stronger than you were before.
Finding yourself. Said so well. WT, is she speaking over there, and she's talking about you've got to find yourself. And for those folks that are leaders, you got to be a leader of one before you're a leader of many. What's going through your mind, WT?
Yeah, that really resonates with me because it's a part of a journey that I think every entrepreneur goes through. So when you first jump in, you think that you got to be perfect, you got to look a certain way, dress a certain way, talk a certain way, and you lose your real swagger and what your real style is because you don't want to push people the way that you think you're trying to impress. So I really, really resonate with that because it's I think one of the tough things that every entrepreneur goes through as they start that journey to figure out what their authenticity is and what is their real purpose of being in business. Are you there to make money or are you there to try to help people?
That's good.
Are you there to make money or are you there to help people? Said so well. Thanks a lot. Now, if you can, Tanya, for those folks that are listening out there, take a moment, if you would, and talk about maybe a formula idea that they can use maybe to find themselves or find their purpose or find their passion. If you had, 90 seconds or so just to speak to them, like, okay, I'm listening to her. I really don't know my big why. I think it's changed. I mean, I thought I was a mom, but I'm not just a mom. I thought I was a dad, but I'm not a dad. I'm not working just for my employer. I'm not just an entrepreneur. I'm like, they're loving it. And they're like, well, Shay, what's one or two things that she would recommend, maybe a step 1, step 2, and step 3 that I can do just to kind of discover my own purpose if I can? And that might be a big question, but What's on your mind? Talk to us.
Well, that's great, Shay. Thank you for asking that. I'm not going to give the baby away with the bathwater, but I will share one thing that you do need to do. I have, for some reason, the letter R seems to be coming back up tonight. But the first thing is you need to decide that you're going to reboot. You need to decide that you're going to reboot. So what that means is you've made the decision that something's off. And you need to hit that switch, right? That's a choice. That's a solid decision. Yep. And the way to get there is to ask those things. Actually, Lee brought it up earlier, those self-defining questions. And guess what? You're not going to like the answer to some of them, but you've got to be brave enough to ask yourself, what scares me? What is it? The fear of success? Is it the fear of failure? What is it that's holding me back? What do I need to work on that's going to make me the best version of me? Right? Ask yourself those scary questions. What's broken? What needs work? And then go get it. Like Lee said, show up and show out.
Time to show up.
Assertive. Yes.
I like that. Time to show up and show out. This is their time.
Do it scared, Shay. Yes, do it scared.
I like it. Whatever, just do it. Do it scared, just do it. Love it. This is so exciting. For those folks out there watching right now, do me a favor. If you haven't hit the share button, hit the share button now. Like, hit this button. Pay this message forward to another little girl or little boy or big girl or big boy that's out there right now that this is exactly what they need to hear. There's no credit card needed. There's no Cash App needed tonight. No Zelle payment needed. They're here for two reasons: to serve and add value. Serve and add value. Hit the share button. You might be wondering, well, Shay, how do I give a digital applause? Hit the share button. Pay the message forward. If you're listening on Apple TV, I get it, or on iTunes later. Just take the link and pay it forward to someone else. Doesn't matter when you hear this message. All right, coming up next, we have the one and only Dr. Edward Womack. He's been listening intently. He's been in the room. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. Well, it's time for him to be in the game. So we're going to ask him his first name, his last name, where he's broadcasting in from. He's been listening, so he knows the drill. What is his topic? But more importantly, the one question, why this topic and why what? Now, turn over you, Dr. Womack.
Awesome. So Dr. Ed, the urban leader, Ed Womack out of Atlanta, the urban leadership strategist. And my topic is rebound, score, and win again. Now, the reason that I chose that topic was based on one of my favorite quotes by one of my favorite basketball players. And I happen to know that Shay's favorite basketball player is Kobe, so he's not going to appreciate this statement. But in my opinion, just my opinion, Michael Jordan is one of the best basketball players ever. And one of my favorite quotes by him is that there's some people that want it to happen. There's others that wish it would happen. And then there are those that make it happen. And so based on the times such as this, with COVID having a global impact and everybody pretty much being in a posture of needing to reevaluate how can they get back to that winning scoring time again in life without masks, those times without all of the inhibitions that we find ourselves in the midst of, getting to that place where we can win again. And so the rebound methodology is just that tool. I mean, of course, because Mike is my guy, I mean, I got to respect the game. And so while I'm not even a Chicago fan, but Mike, by all means, is one of the best players on the planet. And, the debate between him and LeBron, but that's irrelevant right now. But the rebound methodology is clearly based off of basketball because, when you're watching a game, if you're an NBA fan, and the playoffs are hot right now. So, again, that's part of why I chose the topic. But to bring it home as it relates to your life, your work, your play, you might need to have a rebound. If you're evaluating the way that things have played out over the last year plus, what worked well, what didn't work so well, what you like, what you didn't like, well, tell you what, here's the solution. It's the rebound methodology, y'all. And so just to give you just a little snippet, because you're going to get You have to come to the summit to get the rest of the goodies. But just a little one, if you find you in that place where you don't like what's going on, and you may want it to happen. So, some may wish it would happen. But if you're ready to make it happen, all you got to do is reinvent yourself. Now, it's certainly much easier said than done, but it does require that you evaluate what's going well. What are the things that I want to keep more of in my life? What do I want to add? What do I want to take away? Or possibly, what do I want to do differently in order to make it happen so that I can rebound, score, and win again in my life, work, or play? I mean, and it's interchangeable. It's such an awesome, brilliant method. Well, it is mine, so I'm a little biased, but nonetheless, we've seen proof and evidence that it actually works. So rebound, score, and win again. That's my topic. That's my reason. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
That's your story, and you're sticking with it. And you gave a couple of great examples, and I'm not going to argue with you. I mean, Michael Jordan is the greatest. I'm okay with that, at least during that generation, and maybe of all time, as you said. So, my father says never argue with a winner. He would argue differently who he thinks the greatest is, and it's a debate that will always go on, right? The one thing we can both agree on is they're great, and we look at what works, and we adopt the best practices. So I agree with you 100%. Take a moment, if you would, and share with the folks. You gave them one idea. Give them another idea that they're listening right now. They're like, okay, he's right. I've got to take some action, Shay. He's right. How does Dr. Edward Womack prescribe someone to be able to take action when they don't feel like it? Because he's right. I've got to do it. But, Shay, you understand, I'm not depressed, but I'm a little, my stamina's not there. Sometimes my clarity isn't there. And so I procrastinate. I don't do what I should be doing. What's the question, Shay? The question is, what is Dr. Edward Womack's idea or suggestion for folks to take action even when they don't feel like it?
Dude, got it. Let me go slam dunk that alley-oop you just tossed over here, my man Shay Brown. So the middle, we're going right to the middle of the methodology. How about the B in the rebound methodology? Now, some people may think, like you said, I don't really feel like I have all the ingredients together. Some may feel like, well, the heat is a little too hot or not quite right. Well, the B in the rebound methodology is you got to bake it, don't microwave it. To turn this thing around, to turn your life around, it's not a matter of simply pushing a button for 30 seconds and voila, here it comes. No. You're going to have to take all the different ingredients that you may have accumulated. And you situate those ingredients. You know how Granny used to do on Sunday afternoons when she's about to throw down that amazing dinner. She ain't do no microwaving. She got her favorite pots out. She got her ingredients. She might even reach up on the spice rack and grab a few of her favorites in order to make that meal be delicious. And so even in our lives, we might find that we're not too keen on all the different ingredients that necessarily have been dealt us, but they're required in order for that delicious meal to come out on the other end. I mean, I remember Granny asking me to cut the onions. Tear jerking, for real, right? But it was a necessity in order for the meal to taste delicious. And so in our lives, when we get those situations where we're not really keen on being able to go through the painful situations, the frustrations, the setbacks, they're like the onions in your life. And sometimes they may actually bring a tear to your eye, but they're necessary in order to get to that end delicious goal. But all you got to do is regulate the heat, grab a little confidence off that mental spice rack. Hold on, wait a minute. I might need a little bit of perseverance off that mental spice rack as well. Well, hold on, wait a minute. Let me go over here and grab a little bit of extra support from the peeps in my circle of influence, and we're gonna stir all that stuff up. And every now and then we got to change the heat and the temperature, but we got to bake it. We can't microwave it, y'all.
Got to bake it, don't microwave it. Love it, Lee. As he's talking over there, what's going through your mind?
Yeah, I'm loving that analogy of the bake it, and don't microwave it. But as the doc was speaking, I was thinking about, that's exactly what I had to go through, right? I mean, you talk about, and I know many of us have as well, we go through these moments in life where we don't know how we're going to keep going. And we just want something to change. We just want our life to change, like something's got to give. And we want it right now. And sometimes we're so hungry for the solution that we don't realize if we just take a pause we just take a moment, we pull back, regroup, repunt, do whatever it is we need to do, then everything will work out. But we're hungry for it now, and sometimes we just need to take a moment to think about how we're going to take that next step, not how we're going to make it to the finish line just yet. There's a process to it. So that actually was really good. I really like that analogy.
Said so well. Dr. Womack, if you can, share one of your affirmations, maybe an affirmation that you use in your own life or you use on a consistent basis that helps you continue to stay the course, continues to allow you not only to rebound, but after you rebound, to stay the course. And you at home, do me a favor, hit the share button. Like, hit the watch party button right now. If you're wondering, how do I give a digital applause? Well, it's called digital, right? That means you take some thumbs, do a little bit of work, or hit a button, or take your mouse and hit the share button. And when you hit the share button, just put serve plus add value. Just if that pops up, just put serve plus add value. That's what they're doing right now. They're not holding back, but they've got more. They've got more. Don't worry, they've got more. All right. Dr. Edward Womack, give it to us. Give it to us. It's one of your affirmations that you use, and why?
One of my favorite affirmations is, I am because we are. And as a servant leader, knowing that in order for me to really pay the rent to be on this planet, which in my opinion is our service to others. And so as I continue to serve the community of returning citizens and recovering addicts, I am because we are. We are recovering addicts. We are re-entering sentences, and we do deserve a second chance, and it's available to us if we're willing to rebound, score, and win again. So I am because we are is one of my absolute favorites that I live by on a daily and regular basis, because our rent for being on this planet is our service to others.
Said so well. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask the folks, we're going to go back around. I'm going to ask them to at least share what line of business are they in? And they'll do that in 90 seconds or less. They'll do that in 90 seconds or less. I know y'all like the less. I do too. Don't worry. Don't worry. But they're going to share what line of business are they in. They'll then share what type of clients do they work with, if they work with any clients. And then more importantly, how can you stay in a conversation with them over and beyond right now? And there's a way to do that. So we make it easy. We'll just go back in the same order we went in right now. Or we'll go backwards. We'll go with Dr. Ed Womack first, and then we'll work our way back around to Lee. So Dr. Womack, talk to us.
So I am the urban leadership strategist. My primary audience are returning citizens and recovering addicts. And I serve them by providing a roadmap to reentry, recovery, and redemption through therapeutic coaching, online courses, live events such as the Comeback Champions Summit. And so making myself available in that regard, do a lot of podcasting, also have a couple of business consultation programs. So after we learn how to live again, we can then transition them into entrepreneurship and business consultancy, which I've spent like the last 20 years of my life doing. And so again, paying it forward in a spirit of service. I think that's 86 seconds.
Yeah, thanks so much. But you didn't. I'm gonna give you time to let them know how they can connect with you, because they're like, well, how do I connect with the guy?
Absolutely. So I'm hanging out right now on IG. So if you look for @Ed Womack Speaks, you can connect with me. That's where I really give my attention these days. And on Clubhouse at Ed Womack.
All right. Thanks so much for sharing. All right, WT. Please share.
Yes.
Was it WT? Were you next? Oh, Tanya was next one. Tanya. Sorry, Tanya. You're up next. You're up. Yeah. Put your hand up. Say me. All right. We want to know what line of business are you in? What clients do you work with? And how can we stay in the conversation with you over and beyond today?
Right. Well, I am in the coaching business and training. I am a life coach and business strategist. And my clients are women my title kind of gives it away, but the women that are seeking and searching, the women that are going next level. And usually, ironically, my numbers dictate that they're right around the age of 35 to 60, with some outliers nowadays in the 65 range. But they are in search of a new beginning, struggling with confidence, struggling with their place, struggling to make a space for themselves. And I help them build their confidence and their mindset where they can now function again and feel their worth and their value that they bring to the table. I do that through group coaching. I do it through events, speaking engagements like the Amazing Summit, right? The Comeback Champion Summit. And also I do it through writing. I write books as well. And I have a faith-based podcast that I do that also speaks to their soul, because for me, the true growth is mind, body, and soul. And that's how I coach. I can be found at Tanya Blackwood on IG and on Facebook as well, and also on Clubhouse at Then I Rise, which is the name of my organization.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that. WT, talk to us.
Yeah, so I'm supposed to be introducing.
Oh, when I say talk to us, sorry about that. Tell us what line of business are you in? What customers do you serve, and how can folks best connect with you?
Okay. Yeah, so I help entrepreneurs really take their ideas and turn them into products and services. And I do that through some courses, through some mentoring, do group coaching. I do a lot of, my philosophy is I do a lot of stuff for free. And then if they like it, then I charge them a fee. So I have a lot of free content that I put out on my website. It's mindsetforsuccesstraining.com. And I do that on IG as well. So you can connect with me at w.t.hamilton. And you'll find a lot of free content there that help you to get the ideas of what you can do. And then if you want to go deeper into it, I have the paid content that you can take if you really want to take that to the next level.
Says so well. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. We appreciate that. And Lee, tell us your first name. Tell us what line of business are you in, and what clients do you serve, and how can people best connect with you?
Absolutely. Thank you, Shay. So again, this is Lee, and I am a transformational life and success coach. I'm a 3 times Amazon best-selling author. I'm an international speaker. I'm a C-suite executive, and I'm also the founder and CEO of Alexidom Coaching. So a little bit more about my background is I'm the daughter of a single teen mom. I'm a former U.S. Marine, and I'm a domestic abuse. Right, hoorah! And I'm a domestic abuse survivor. So that's why I say, life has, it has the ebbs and the flows. And with my background, I know what it's like to achieve great things, even in the face of adversity. And so I work with women who feel seen but not heard. They're tired of being overlooked, underappreciated, ignored, whether it's due to life circumstances or adversity or whatever they've gone through. And they're no longer willing to be held back from what they want, the type of life they want. And they want to change how the world sees them, and they want to change how they see themselves. So I work with them as they focus on evolving, changing, transforming their life, the way they feel about themselves, the way they think about themselves. And we focus on removing the limiting beliefs and barriers that are holding them back from gaining the type of success that they want. Again, it's all about shedding the labels and the expectations that others have on them, and start living for themselves, living based on their own expectations and wants, needs, and desires. So I work with women in a group coaching or one-to-one program, depending on their needs and what best fits for them. But, everyone, if you are interested in talking to me further, you can absolutely find me on Instagram. I'm at Coach Lee Mariano, or you can also email me info@alexidomcoach.com, and I am happy to have the discussion.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. And once again, thank you all for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. You each played full out. One of the things I know about each of you is you always can make more money, but you can't make more time. You can make more money, but you can't make more time. And you give us the most precious resource you have, which is your time. For those folks that are watching at home, do me a favor, hit the share button. Just hit the share button and pay this message forward. Do it now, because I'm going to ask them each, and we'll go back in order. So I'll start with Lee, I guess. And I'm going to ask them each to share their closing thoughts. Earlier, I asked them if they would close out with some final words to encourage you, to empower you, and to help you not only stay the course, but really achieve what you want out of life so you can be more fulfilled, so you can have more impact. And you know what they said? Yes! Isn't that so cool? So before they do that, though, I want you to hit the share button. I want you to pay the message forward. So hit the share button now, pay the message forward. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for being here. And now we're going to go back and we get a chance to hear from them. Stay tuned because this is the moment they've been waiting for. It's a moment I've been waiting for. I love this part. And now you get to lean in. Like if you're home right now, just lean in right now. And I said, what, Shay? Yeah, they're going to do it in 2 minutes or less. They're going to share their message with you. 2 minutes or less. They like the less better. We all like the less better. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to start with you, Lee, and then we'll go around. So we'll go Lee, and then WT, and then Tanya, and then Dr. Edward Womack. All right, Lee, again, thanks so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. You have a heart to give. You have a heart to serve. You shared your story, and there's so much more that I wish we had time to get around. And over to you. We appreciate you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Shay. So my closing thoughts would be for those of you who are afraid to take that chance. Maybe you are holding yourself back because you are afraid of judgment. You are concerned with what others may say about you. It's time to take back control of your future. It's time to take back control of your life. And even when you are afraid, I want you to be brave enough and really think about what if you don't take that step forward? What if you don't open your own business? What if you don't go after that promotion or get that, that corner office? Are you going to look back on your life 5 years from now and regret your decision? None of us want to live a life full of regrets. None of us want to look back on our life and think what we should have done or could have done, but we were too afraid or too concerned about what others may think about us to actually do something for ourselves. And so I challenge all of you. I challenge you to really think about, are you doing what makes you happy? Are you living the type of life that you want? And if you aren't, then maybe it's time to do something about it. You have all you need inside of you. You have the strength, you have the power, you have the courage. I just need you to step out on faith, believe in yourself, believe in what you are capable of, and then make a plan and execute because you can make it happen. And I hope tonight has encouraged some of you who are watching to really think about your next steps in your journey. And I hope that everyone's words have encouraged you to do something brave and bold.
Thank again so much. Thanks so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. We really appreciate you. All right, over to you, WT in the building.
Yes.
Your final thoughts and comments. Hey, you got the energy thing. You got the energy thing, and I'm feeling the love. All the audience is feeling the love, by the way. Over to you, man, for your final thoughts and comments, man. You're here. You showed up. You played full out. Thanks so much, man. Love what you're doing. Keep doing God's work.
And thank you. Yeah, so really it's all about, moving forward, always looking at things that you can do to move forward. We all have natural talents, and then we have skills that we can develop. And so when you get that idea in your head, it's because you thought of something at some point, and now this idea is the solution that you're supposed to go into and take some action on. When I decided that I wanted to learn to speak, I didn't just jump up and start speaking like how I speak now. I was very, very shy, very unconfident, but I worked at it. So I decided, okay, what's the first thing I got to do to learn how to speak better? Tell a story. Start learning how to tell my story. Tell my story. It's my story in my way, in my words, and then learn how to develop it, and then start to find out what are the skills you need to make that story better, to make your message more deliverable and to resonate with people. But it's all about when you ask those questions, the answer might not come to you right away, but at some point, boom, this idea comes into your head. You're supposed to do something with that. So follow through, do something with those ideas. That's my message for you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate the message. Thank you so much. All right, Tanya, you're here. Thank you so much. I love your energy, love the smile, and I love the messages you shared. I'm going to turn over to you to have your final thoughts and comments. For you at home, if you haven't hit the share button, hit that share button now. Pay it forward. Support someone else. Help someone else. This message will change their life, which will allow them to change their family and change their community and make this country and world such a better place. Over to you, Tanya Blackwood. Again, thanks so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show.
Thank you again. And my message is to you, I want you to choose you for change. I want you to choose you because you're worth it. And you need to stop, look at yourself and say, what do I need to change to get the life that I deserve to have? I need you to stop putting yourself last. I need you to move to the head of the line. And if you've always been the one to sit back and orchestrate and administrate for everybody else, I need you to put that down and I need you to pick you up. You're worth any amount of time. And you've already heard tonight that you've come well equipped. You are a masterpiece. Not because I said so, but because that's how you got here. You came already a masterpiece. Don't waste that. I've heard someone say, I can't remember who right now, but the day you were born and the day that you leave, there's a dash in the middle. Don't sleep on your dash. I need you to not sit in the water. I need you to stand up and fight for you.
Stand up and fight for you. I love it. Thank you so much again for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. We appreciate you. With that being said, we're going to go over to you, Dr. Edward Womack. Thanks a lot, man. I love the whole rebound thing, and I love the whole concept, not only of Michael Jordan, but you acknowledge that there's a guy behind me, got the Mamba mentality right there. So, I had to say something. I couldn't say anything while you was talking. I didn't want to be disrespectful, but now that we got some one-on-one time, by the way, I agree with you, okay? I'm not arguing about Michael Jordan's part of my generation, so I'm not arguing about the greatest of all time. I'm just not doing that. But I will say that I admire the characteristics in all of them. But I think Kobe worked hard. Anyway, I'm just joking. Back over to you, man. Back over to you. Close us out, man. We appreciate you, man. Thanks for all the love. Thanks for being here. And thanks for bringing your best, as you always do. Just the A game. That's what you have. Over
Thank you. First and foremost, thank you, Shay, for the Happy Entrepreneur Show and giving us all this opportunity to share and to transform lives. And for those of you that tuned in, I was only able to give you just a couple of snippets. There are the Reinvent Yourself and the Be the Bake It, Don't Microwave It, which are merely just a couple of pieces of the entire methodology. But what I want to encourage you to do is make sure you tune in for the Comeback Championship Summit so you can get the rest of the mozzarella on this pizza and know that you too can rebound, score, and win again. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't leave you with this. Good, better, best. We can't let it rest until our good is our better and our better is our best. And if you make the decision that you're ready to rebound, score, and win again, bull stop. We might just see you at the top because the bottom's entirely too crowded. It's your man, Dr. Ed. We'll see you at the summit. Peace.
Peace. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank everybody to hit the share button. I want you to know that you are a winner, that you are a champion, and for every single one of you, that today indeed is your January 1st. You can come back stronger than you ever have before. Follow all the advice that is given you. This is your moment. This is your time. If I'm you, I'm putting your sunglasses on. I know the future is bright, and the best is still yet to come. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. With that being said, for those folks that are curious, by the way, my name, by the way, is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you from the bottom of my heart, we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. Remember this, though. Remember this. Time is long. Life, on the other hand, well, it's very, very short. So you got to live in the moment and you got to make it count. God bless, and we wish you success. Thanks a lot, everyone. We'll see you later. We're out of here. Bye. Peace, everyone. They're saying bye. They're saying bye. We out of here. Peace. Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right,
Check.
Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what.
Man.
Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there.
Yeah.
Cause all I do is win.
Yeah.
Thank you. God bless.